There ain't anything wrong with this crop. I got a hell of a crop of maize! Morning everyone! Through the window. I'm in the rattly, shaky machine. So I'm just going along to move the fence this morning, and well, really this is a video about the maize. We're going to go and have a look at maize later, but I just thought it's a beautiful misty morning. It's your classic September in England, and when we get round the corner there, I'll show you the what I can see every morning at this time of year, which is a sort of lovely mist amongst the trees. Right. In fact, I'm probably a bit late for it. When I was up here at 6:15 this morning, it looked amazing, and now it's just kind of like dissipating. I'm going to spin it round in a minute. Do you know the hardest bit is that doing this job, you really want to be stopping to do photography and stuff like that, not just video and everything. And you're trying to do a job, really. You know, it'd be nice to be a photographer and not just a farmer. Right, so. In fact, I am a little bit late. The mist is just going, look. Can you see in the lower fields over there? That's a bit misty. But if I pan round to Reg Pierce, the neighbour, let me just... Woo, look, you can just see. Can you see that misty morning there? Round that pylon. And the trees there. It seems to have gone more mist over that side. And I think if you were up on the hill looking down on this... Look at that, you can see that over there, can't you? If you were looking down on that earlier, it would have looked spectacular. So, yeah, I mean, every year it's like that. I've just changed my phone, so I'm hoping I'll get some better pictures. I've been taking pictures on my phone for the last few years, and I have to say, for every good picture, there's a lot of duff ones. So I've upgraded my phone, hoping to get... it comes to something when your kids get better pictures than you on their phone. So I'm hoping to get a slightly better pictures and things like that. My old phone wouldn't cope with. Right, I'm stopping here. I'm going to move the fence in a minute. Look at this. But I mean, what a year we've had, eh? I'll just talk about that a little bit. I mean, we are going to go and see the maize, honestly, after I've done some work. What a year we've had for weather and grass. I mean, so my panicking to get that grass made 2 weeks ago, where it's a real struggle. I turned it 8 times to dry it, and now look here, we've got an Indian summer at the beginning of September, and you can make hay in probably 3 days this week. And I'm sure there's loads of you who are farmers watching this who probably, if you were making hay, probably gave up on it because you were gonna, just thought, I'm never gonna make this. And now, like me, you're like, oh, because I had another field for hay that we round baled. I got one more field left to mow, which we're gonna round bale because the access is terrible, and I'm gonna try and get a baler and everything. It'd be a nightmare getting it in there. But yeah, we're back into an Indian summer. But if you're a farmer and you're speaking to fellow farmers, I bet there's 2 subjects you'll say is, oh, what a difficult year it's been for doing stuff like crops, hay and everything. But also, God, what a year for growing grass. And if I look round here, look at this. I mean, if you're not a farmer, you're not probably going to appreciate this. You'll just see it's a field of grass. I'm seeing this as, wow, what a field of grass for September. And if I look at this, that's a perfect height for cows. And normally there would not be this sort of covering of grass in this field in September. Normally what I find is that the grass definitely slows down towards the end of August, beginning of September growing, and no doubt it will slow down here. But usually there's not enough moisture to keep the grass going through those summer months, and it really slows down. Last year it flipping stopped and died, didn't it? So, but this year it's kept going, and the shock that everyone had in June when the grass was scorched off and everyone was thinking we're not going to get any grass has turned the other way, and everyone I know has got tons of grass now, loads of silage bales being made. There ain't going to be a shortage of forage this winter, I'm sure of that. There might be a shortage of hay, although a lot of people will have made it this week. So yeah, what a topsy-turvy thing the weather is. As I always say, doesn't matter how good a farmer you are, if you haven't got the weather on your side, or you don't know how to manage it in different weather, you're stuffed. Anyway, as you can see, I'm just taking the wire along here and dropping it down. Oh, neighbour's dog. I'm on my own now. Look, I've got empty nest syndrome. The boys went back to school this week. And you suddenly realise what a difference it is when they're not here. You know, I see them in the evening, obviously, but it's so quiet. And a little bit boring, actually, to be honest, when they're not here. I get it when people say, you know, when the kids go off, leave home, they do get the empty nest syndrome. It must be it's the same for anyone on a farm. I think, you know, who knows what the future brings, and you can't tell what your kids will do, but the one hope I think most parents have got is that at least they'll come back and see you. You know, because they've got to go off and see the world. It's no good. You don't want your kids to be at home with you all the time. You want your kids to go off and see the world and experience life outside of your little bubble, because every family, sorry, I'm just trying to undo that wire in the hedge. Every family, no matter how good they are, have their own ways of doing things, and it's your family bubble. And the same with farming, really. It's only when you go off somewhere else that you get to experience different things. I'm just trying to undo this. And I was very lucky. My dad let me go off travelling and went to college and stuff. Changed his perspective on life and people, really. And young farmers! What a cracking thing that is. I'm going to say a bit more about that in a minute, but let me just get this wire done and we'll let the cows in. We'll just talk a bit about young farmers. What a legendary thing that is. Oh. All aboard. Just about to drive through the fence and the cows are coming along. So I was a bit lazy this morning, and what I did, I drove along. I didn't shut the gate behind me because I thought, oh, they won't come along, but they actually come along. So it's lucky I've finished when I did putting the fence up, that is. Right, can you hear that motorbike? A lot of motorbikes around here lately. Come on then, girls. Enjoy the beautiful day. Someone counting these? How many are there? I'm going to make it difficult for you because I'm going to keep panning round. British regions, all home reared. Every single one of these was a calf that was born on this farm. They've all got names. I can't tell you what they are. My brother's named them. They're on the board, written up. But they're like things like Janine 1, 2, 3, 4. So the daughters of the daughters. Come on, girls. Double ear tags, metal and plastic. Holding number on them, plus the individual cow number, which goes with its passport. So the top number you can't see very well is a really small number, and that, oh, there's a tag missing there. I better make a note of that. So what tag number is that one? 977, missing a tag. So there's 280. Hello 280, you're the friendly one, aren't you? Look, so she can see her tag. 280, so the 280 is on her passport, but she's also, if you look, they're all freeze branded. The freeze brand matches the number on their ear tags. Oh, there we are. There's still some being milked, and these are the advanced party. Come on. Hello. Ooh, are you a little bit lame? No. Oh, you are a little bit lame, aren't you? Let me just have a look at your, what do you think, back right? 798. I might have to get her foot up another day. It's back right. She's just a little bit lame. Always good to look at your cows as they walk through. You just get a chance to see anything, issues like spotted an ear tag missing there, spotted a little bit of lameness there. I don't think that lameness is anything to worry about. It's just might be a bit of dermatitis or something, although we did foot bath the other week. I'll have a look at that. Anyway, right, I'm gonna crack on that back in a minute, and then we'll nip along and look at the maize. I just thought I'd say to you about Young Farmers. So Harry has been begging me to join Young Farmers for the last year. You know what he's like, he begged me for a dog. I gave in on that in the end. It took me 5 years, mind. He's been begging me to join Young Farmers, and I said, wait, you need to be a little bit older. You can join at 10, but he's now 12 going on 18. I didn't want him to join too young because, you know, you need to be a little bit with it, really. It's not a crash. But he's certainly very keen on farming, and it's his passion, so he will fit in well with that. Young Farmers, what a cracking organisation that is. And I'm just going to say to you, any of you watching this who are thinking about something to do, or have got kids that are my son's age, up to the age of 26, give Young Farmers a go. It's the start of the winter season, the winter programme. They'll be having AGMs this month, a lot of clubs around the country. It's a little bit more informal than when I went. It used to be quite structured. Now I think a lot of it is a little bit more informal. Like they have some meetings, they have some things where they just go to the cinema for an evening, or maybe go to, I don't know, Skittles or whatever. Then there's all the things like stock judging and competitions, and then there's the public speaking, the opportunities to travel, discos. They don't call them discos anymore, probably call them raves, I don't know. Usually you've got things like firework parties, things like that for bonfire night. There's a whole host of things. It's a fantastic thing, because I tell you what, when you're doing it, you don't realise the impact it have on you later in life. For me, it gave me confidence in things like public speaking. I'm not fazed by standing in front of 100 people now and talking. And that has come from standing in front of a judge, telling them, morning Mr. Judge, I'd like to place the order of the beef cattle in the order A, B, X, Y. All in all, I thought they were a good group of animals, and I'm very pleased to be here to present my reasons for judging them, blah, blah, blah. You know, you get the confidence of doing things like that, and then later in life that gives you confidence with people. But also, and you don't realise this, in the fact that you're building up lots of little contacts that you are really nice later in the year. You can go somewhere and you meet someone you met in Young Farmers 30, 40 years ago, some of your older members even longer ago, and you still go, hey, hello, do you remember that time in Blackpool on the AGM? What a banger that was. So I say to you, I'm just saying to you, I'm not representing Young Farmers at all, but I'm just saying to you, if you've got young kids, or you are a young kid and you're looking for something adventurous to get out there and do something different, look up the YFC website now. You could probably find on there where your local club is. Get out there, give it a go. Harry will be giving it a go in the next week or so. Cracking. Right, let's crack on. We're going to go and look at this maize now. All right? Right. Get my seatbelt on. Not on the road yet. Still on our drive, which is a private drive, so normal rules don't apply until I'm out on the main road. Gonna go and check out the maize now. I wonder what it's like. I imagine it's not going to be particularly bright, even though it's nearly the time of year we harvested it last year. I'm thinking we haven't had the sun, so let's go and have a look. It looks very green when I've been driving by. Right. First maize field. We've got two maize fields. I better put my hazards on actually. This is a bit of a dodgy road along here. It's very fast. Right. Let's go and have a look. Now, if you followed me on Facebook, you might have seen that I found a Viagra packet here a while ago. I think it's still here actually. Not much left of it. Look. Yeah. Sorry, let me just... 100ml Viagra packet. I didn't pick it up because I thought, well, it's cardboard, it'll rot down. Who needs that? But maybe it'll make my maize grow. Let's have a look. Right. Ooh, that looks alright, doesn't it? Hey? I'm just climbing up on, wow. That looks good, doesn't it? That field has really come on in the last month or so. A little bit of a lower patch there. So it's very interesting. I always find everything interesting. You probably know like that. I realised the other day, I didn't film this, but I had a friend's son working on work experience last week, and I didn't put it on YouTube because it was only fair that I think I didn't really want to focus on him, give him a break. But I realised I keep saying everything's interesting. I go, this is interesting, because it's always interesting to me. Right, so it's interesting because I've seen a lot of maize around. My boys on the school bus have been giving me comments about other people's maize, and their general thing I think this year is that the maize took a while to get going, and then it has got on, but it's not as tall as some years. But that's not the end of the world if we've got some good cobs. I'm going to have a look down here. All right, this is straight off the road, so I don't know what I'm going to find. Let's have a look. I don't think they're going to be ripe yet. It just hasn't been the sun. Right. Getting there. Actually, not as bad as I thought. I don't think it's quite ripe yet, but it's, yeah, definitely, it's soft, but it's definitely firm. Right. So, I mean, you can see the thickness. I'm pretty pleased with that. Look, something's been in here, hasn't it? Look at that. Something's been and flattened that bit. I wonder what's done that. Now, is that badgers or eating the cobs? Look, probably. They do knock over some plants. Look at the bindweed going up there. It's like a runner bean plant. This is a very good look. It's very dense, isn't it? Wow. It's very dense. A bit like me, a bit dense. Right. So this feels looking good. I'm really pleased with this. Let's go and have a look at the other field before I say too much. We don't know what the other field's like, do we? That one could be an absolute flipping disaster, but I don't think it is. I'm gonna say with confidence I think it's gonna be all right. We're gonna have a look. All right. Good old defender. Right, field two. Field two, people. Under the hill and Jones's furlong, that's what we call these fields. Under the hill, just because it's under the hill. Jones's furlong, because I don't know, there must have been a Mr. Jones, and I guess it's a furlong in length. Right. Ooh. Right, I can still jump over a field gate. One day I won't be able to do that. Right. So not drilled here because this is sort of hardcore standing and a bit rough, to be honest. No point drilling this. But we're going to go in now. Christ, look at this. Look how dense it is. It's done really well. Again, I don't think it's quite the height of some years. But saying that, that's a good, probably 8 foot high. But it is really dense. It's really, still really green. Some years, I'm just going to get through here. Look. Bloody hell. Excuse my language. Oh, I'm struggling to get through here. Let me just get in the line. Wow. There ain't anything wrong with this crop. I got a hell of a crop of maize! I just... Right. Let me just find a clear bit. Again, I think something's been through here. There's one snapped off there. The deer are the issue probably around here. The deer are going to come into this place. I'm just going to... Oh, just got a bit in my mouth. Hope you got a hell of a crop of maize where you are. Right, let's have a look at a cob here then. Should be, realistically, it shouldn't be any different than the other ones really. God, these are... Oh, I don't really want to snap it off because every cob is going to be useful, isn't it? Right, let me just stop while I just unwrap this one. There we go. Right, so I haven't bought my penknife me, so I'm doing a thumbnail test, and I haven't got very long nails. Look, I don't bite my nails, but I just trimmed them last night. Normally I like to get a thumbnail in there. It's not squishy. That's a bit of a funny shape, that one. It's not squishy. I just think it needs a bit more sun on it though. I don't think it's quite ripe enough really for harvest. Always a thumbnail test really, to see if it's a bit of juice. You don't want a juicy cob. But look at this, I'm walking through here now. This is cracking. Look at this. It's higher in the middle here. I can see a plane up there. Can you see a plane? Where is it? It's gone. There we go. Hello, Mr. Plane. Are you off on holiday? All right. I'll be in Ireland in a week's time or so. Right. Well, as you know, I'm off to Ireland. The ploughing. I'm told. I started calling it the International Ploughing Match or something. I think that's what its official title is. And then someone told me in Ireland you just call it the ploughing, because I guess it's so big everyone knows what it is. When you say the ploughing, it's like everyone knows where they're going. So we're off there. We're there on the Thursday, me and Ian. We're on the Abbey stand on Thursday. I think between 12 and 1 we're going to say, if anyone wants to come and say hello, we're there. Uh-oh. Something's just going by. Oh yes, it's a big lorry, big tractor with a for a moment there I thought he wouldn't be able to get by me. What was I saying? Yeah, so we're at the ploughing on the Thursday, and we're on the Abbey stand between 12 and 1. You can find the Abbey stand, I'm sure. Can't remember what the number of it is, 2 something or other. It's really, we're not there to say we're better than the Irish. Tell you what, you've got a lot of blooming good YouTubing fat stars over in Ireland, which are better than us, or the same as us. We're just guys having a go. So we're not coming over to say, look at us, we're British and we're better than you. We're coming over really just to have a genuine bit of a crack with you guys. We'd love to say hi and meet a few people if they're interested. Hopefully we'll catch up with a few of the Irish YouTubers. You know who they are. You've got your own favourites. I met Donkey at the Royal Welsh Show. He's a legend, isn't he? So we'll be there for a laugh. If you want to say hello, say hello. If you don't bother. Don't bother. Anyway, I'm well chuffed with this maize really, because last year's maize crop was really rubbish because we had that drought. Let me just get up on the gate and see if I can have a really good look. You have to say, as usual, I kind of, you know what it's like. Sometimes I get a bit upset by people commenting because they comment and they don't really know what they're talking about. And I'll give you an example of this, okay? So if you look across there, that's a hell of a crop of maize. We got a blooming good crop of maize there, very consistent, good height, plenty of cobs. So last year we had a horrific drought. Some of you might remember, I ended up feeding hay in the middle of August, cost us a fortune. The maize crop just looked dire and it died. And it was, oh, if I can find a clip, I'll put it in. Put it in now. This is going to be our crop for the, look at this. Oh my God. What can I do? What can I do? Look at this. I've never seen it as bad as this before. Look at this. Even the weeds have died off, look. I think that's nettles mostly actually. Look at them. They're all scorched. Look at the state of the plants. Look at that. Anyway, some of the armchair experts said to me, well, you haven't got your nutrition right in that field and it's your fault basically. And I was just like, do you know what it is? This is what I find with YouTube, and this is probably one of the most off-putting things for me, okay, is that people comment without actually knowing what they're talking about. So someone commenting about the nutrition on this field haven't got a concept of the depth of soil and the rock seam that is underneath this field. So reality is that as soon as we get any drought, the lack of soil depth means that the maize can't cope and it just stunts it. Nothing to do with the nutrition on it. And I'll give you an example of why I know it's nothing to do with nutrition, right? This is continuous maize, not the best strategy in the world, but for us it works because we haven't got any water here. The fields are away from the main block of land. It's very difficult for us to get cattle here. Well, you couldn't really run cattle here. There's no proper fencing, there's no water. So we put it in maize, and we've done continuous maize here for I think probably about 12 years, which realistically you're supposed to rotate, but actually we don't, okay, just for practical reasons. However, I've managed to do a good crop of maize here nearly every year. This year, again, cracking, because at the end of the day, I make sure there's enough nutrition in the soil and the crop is looked after well. Last year's, no matter how much bloody nutrition you had in the soil, it wasn't going to grow. Yet some of the armchair experts told me that that was my fault, and it wasn't that, because otherwise this year would be just as bad, wouldn't it? And it's come back beautiful. And I had the same with the drilling of the grass seed. Some people pardon said that fail. Didn't fail, it worked. Okay, I don't mind criticism when they're right, and you know, I don't get everything right, but some people just seem to think they know my farm better than me, and that is quite annoying. And I spoke to I know at least one YouTuber who gave up because he just got fed up with the comments. I ain't gonna worry me now. I ain't gonna do that, because by and large everyone's really nice and helpful and stuff. Anyway, I don't want to keep on about that sort of stuff. I've mentioned it a few times, but it just gets on your tits after a while sometimes. Anyway, it's a family channel. I'm not going to say any more than that. Busy road today. Look, Wessex water going off. All right, so we'll be harvesting that. I'm not sure. Hopefully, we won't harvest it while I'm in Ireland, because I would like to get a bit of video. It could be harvested within a couple of weeks. We'll have to wait and see on that. But anyway, cracking on now. And I've got to get other work too. I've got to go and do some fencing. Right. Well, that's good to see. I'm really pleased with that, mate. I'm not scared of that now. That'll fill the clamp. We're going to be sorted on that. Right, crack on, everyone. Happy days.